Alright guys, I saw this video and honestly, it was cringy as hell. It was so cringy, it made me to look out for more info on it, and the more and more I look, the stupider and stupider this story gets. I want to share it to you guys because it does spark quite a bit of an interesting conversation. This is concerning entertainment, and I don't want entertainment to be polluted with people saying, oh, this thing is not okay to do, or this thing is immoral to do. We can't just declare certain innocuous things to be immoral. We will be no different to the moral guardians. But regardless of that, let's check out the video. For further context, this is basically a play of some sort of the Julius Caesar assassination. The twist is the Julius Caesar figure is clearly based on Trump, and that got a lot of people mad because Caesar was stabbed in the play, therefore Trump was stabbed in the play. Philip DeFranco did a reporting on this last time, and Jack Posobiec posted this video.
Freedom.
Stop the normalization of political violence against the right. This is unacceptable. You cannot...
Get off the stage.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pause. We're going to pause. Security.
This is violence.
Security, please.
So the woman is basically interrupting the entire play and telling everyone, you're wrong, this is an attack against the right. It's all because they assassinated the Trump lookalike. Then Posobiec decided to make an ass of himself.
You are all Goebbels! You are all Nazis like Joseph Goebbels! This is Goebbels! You are all Goebbels! You are inciting terrorists! The blood of Steve Scalise is on your hands! The blood of Steve Scalise is on your hands! Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud!
Come this way. Sir,
Goebbels would be proud!
Sir,
You can have it back. Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud! Nazis!
Sir,
You are Nazis!
Please,
Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud!
please exit.
Goebbels would be proud!
Good lord, that's cringy. That's the equivalent of having a bunch of feminists coming into the showing of a movie with opinions that they disagree with and try to shut it down. Red pill. I'm definitely gonna get letters for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Guys, we're the sorts of people who would defend the rights of people's artistic expression, and that should also include the things that we don't like. For example, I didn't like Marvel making Trump the villain all the freaking time. I didn't like that Ask Me About My Feminist Agenda comic, but just because the comics are bad doesn't mean that they have no right to exist. I will defend the right for them to express it. I will defend the right for people to make garbage after garbage comics. We can't make masterpieces day one. We're gonna need to try and try and try and try again to be better, even if those attempts on trying including making garbage things that people would definitely not like. If you make garbage comics, I will criticize you, but I'm not going to tell you that you have no right to make it. You absolutely do, and that right is important to behold to all artists. And of course, this play is one of them. I don't like Trump, and I might not like the play, but I will defend the right for people to express their opinions on Trump, because if we don't have the right to express their opinion, either artistically or literally, then we can't mock whatever dumb opinions that people have about Trump number 641 million. And really, this is basically Shakespeare's Julius Caesar play, except with a twist that Caesar is Trump. Now, assuming that they didn't change any of the plot elements, why the hell would they? If you guys have seen or heard or even remotely familiar with this famous Shakespearean play, Caesar, well, he did nothing wrong. In fact, Caesar is actually the good guy. For the record, I'm referring to Shakespeare's Caesar, not the actual history Caesar for all of you history nerds so you don't get triggered. It was actually pretty nice to depict the Trump lookalike as Caesar in that manner, because Caesar has the ambition to help his people. The bad guy on the entire thing was Cassius, who misled Brutus into thinking that Caesar would become a dictator. Brutus assassinated Caesar because he thinks that it was for the good of Rome. In the end, all of the conspirators, including Brutus, dies, but only Brutus received an honorable funeral because, according to Antony and his famous funeral speech, Brutus did all of it because he believed that it's for the good of Rome, unlike others who did it out of envy and ambition. In other words, there's way more context beyond, hey, let's just kill Trump because I hate him. Oh, and I know what some of you are going to say. If they did it with Obama, then there would be outrage. Well, they did. In 2012.
shall this, our lofty scene, be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown?
How many times shall Caesar bleed in sport?
The thing is, they did it because this entire thing of portraying the president as Caesar is almost a tradition. You know, there's a good reason why nobody was outraged when it was an Obama lookalike that was Caesar back in 2012. If you actually know the plot of the Caesar play, you will know that Caesar in the story is a good guy who suffered through an unfortunate fate, but a good guy nonetheless. Portraying Obama as Caesar, as a good guy who cares for his country, is not gonna have people outraged. In fact, the assassination itself is more outrageous because Caesar gets killed, and his assassination leads into the fall of Rome. So why are people outraged because it's a Trump lookalike? Well, I honestly can't blame them for being outraged. God knows how many times people say Trump is Hitler and he should be assassinated, or that there are no good Trump supporters. We're living in a time where anything negative about Trump is perfectly acceptable, and that notion alone would get most people outraged. But, unfortunately, this Caesar play is being lumped alongside Kathy Griffin holding Trump's bloody decapitated head. For the record, that is not a good comparison. Everybody hates her for it, including people in the left, including people who hated Trump. The reason why this picture is hated is, unlike the Caesar play, where there are contexts available to learn more about the situation, this picture has no other context or statement than Trump should be beheaded. That's it. Or at least that's going to be in most people's mind when they see the picture. If you maybe put in a little bit of a post-apocalyptic background, then people are gonna go, oh, this is a post-apocalyptic fanfiction poster taking place in the future where Trump is killed by this lady. It might be a terrible fanfiction, but hey, it's still fiction. I would probably read it. However, we only have the original picture, and there's nothing in that picture that indicates that this takes place in an alternative fictional universe. It's just Kathy Griffin holding Trump's head, basically asking for his decapitation. Now again, Kathy has the right to express this, and I also have the right to say that is incredibly freaking distasteful, even to someone that don't like Trump. This play, however, it does have literature context, and if you guys understand the story of Caesar, you might know that Caesar is a good guy, again, in the play, not in the actual history, who cares for his people and wants to help them. It's like if Uncle Ben died in Spider-Man and the actor was played by a Jewish guy and one triggered person say it was anti-Semitic to kill him, completely ignoring the context that Uncle Ben was supposed to be a supportive role for Peter Parker, etc, etc, etc. The reason why people are outraged about this is because they're tired of people mocking the living hell out of Trump. And I get it. I get it. I get that you're tired. I am tired too. But we can't just lose our sensibilities. We can't just be outraged towards anything that slightly deviates from our opinion. There are so many people who spread fake news, factually incorrect statements, and libelous accusations. It's fine to get outraged of those things, but we can't get outraged towards everything. Take a deep breath for a moment and try to understand the context. People get so outraged they don't even realize that they're the one being wrong. We can't be like that. Always search out for the facts and the proper context first before having an opinion. And most especially, we can't go into someone else's play and shout,
Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud! Goebbels would be proud!
Imagine if the role is being reversed. Imagine if instead of Jack Posobiec, it was a feminist. Or feminists. And again, I understand why you are outraged, Jack, but this isn't the place for it. You're only making yourself look embarrassing. And if you want people to listen to you, if you want people to listen to what you have to say, making an ass of yourself is not a good way to do that. Again, proper context matters, and it seems like there are people on the other side of the spectrum that will ignore historical and literature context just because the art disagrees with their political opinions. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some examples in the past in which I have jumped the gun and either misread the situation or missed the context of a specific thing, and I interpret it as something malicious or politically motivated. I learned my lessons in those past mistakes. I try not to jump into the gun at anything. I try to make sure that I understand the situation well before I form my opinion. I make mistakes too. Shock of all shock. And those mistakes that I made has led me to this day. So I will probably make more mistakes, And that's where you guys came in and called me out whenever I did. So thanks for all the support and comments and criticisms, guys. They really help me out. And even more thanks to those who support me financially, like Stephen Porter and Joshua Rupert, for the donations. You guys are absolutely fantastic. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead, click the like button, and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon. And thanks for watching.